Hello, everyone. This is Scratch and Jack, your host for the Sunday
Hangout.
Hello, everyone. This is your host, Scratch and Jack. Where am I? Who am I? Where am I? This is your host for the Sunday Hangout for the Amazing Scale Modelers. Amazing Scale Modelers is a Google Plus and a Facebook community of modelers of all shapes and sizes, interests, genres, and skill levels who like to share their tips and tricks with one another, learn more about their craft, and to celebrate one another's scale modeling achievement. We've got a pretty good community going on between here and Google Plus. Here meaning Google. Google Plus. Between here and Facebook, we're in Google Plus right now. Google Plus. That's my problem. 2000.
This is going to be interesting.
2,217 on Google Plus and 1,228. Boy, I tell you what, I don't know about them Facebookers. They are certainly piling it on. So with a total of 3,445, and the rapid growth is because of Facebook. And if you are watching this and you are not a member of the communities and you are a scale modeler, please join us. We'll take any scale modeler in. I mean, we take us the tired, the poor, the hungry. And the I think I should stop with the conditions of the human conditions of the scale modeler because it can get pretty nasty. Anyway, so last Sunday Hangout, I think David from DJ Modelworks. He was showing us some chickens at something like a quarter scale or something. I don't know. He said they were too big for his Hazard County build, but he did have a 1-to-1 scale Budweiser in the background, which is important when you're building Hazard County. So some of us, we won't mention any names, Tony, that do well when they have beer and model. Anyway.
I thought you said we weren't going to mention any names.
That's the comedy in it there, Heath. It's supposed to be a joke. Ha ha.
Oh, for God's sake, give me a break, will you? I've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning.
It's Monday morning. If your Monday morning is that way, my Monday morning is going to be worse. Go imagine. Anyway. We have current community builds coming up. Well, we have them already here. We currently have the Stunt and Speed that usually is a vehicle of some sort that performs some sort of stunt or speed, like maybe a NASCAR, a drag motorcycle. And later I will show you my Spirit of St. Louis. You know what? I didn't put too much effort to it. When you see it, you'll see the effort that I put in. I got it back twofold, tenfold. I just need to do some glossing, and then of course, whatever. I'll get to it then. But that's the kind of build this is, you know. And it's just anything that you want right out of the box, nothing really serious. In fact, I got this done in just a couple of weeks, and it looks like it. And you can do the same kind of work, too, if you're at all inclined to do bad work. And also we have, we have the street cars, muscle cars, and custom cars. That's the season, spring and summer, when we go to the community or neighborhood fairs and to car shows, and we see all these schmancy cars out there, and there's plenty of them to build. I'm going to be building the Willys car, the 1933 Willys car. It's an old kit. I think the kit was probably molded about 20 years ago. But long and short of it, that's... we'll get more of that later. And also in 2 weeks, we're going to have another build start. This is going to be a very sophisticated build. I encourage everyone to think outside the box. So stay tuned next week, a couple weeks, when across the pond, we will introduce that. So also outstanding, too, is the Classic Plastic 101 build for... Well, our own Bob Busking is also participating in that. That's a tribute build for Classic Plastics under Chris Cortell.
Chris Cortell?
Yes, I do believe he is feeling better. He is being treated for an illness. Get well soon, Chris. And we'll hope to see you. I don't know. I've been trying to tune into his channel, but gosh, I got so busy. And also, if you want one of these shop cards, and I think you deserve one because it's free. You can afford this price. I even mail it to you. And the way I do that is you email me your snail mail to scratchandjackmodels@gmail.com. That's scratchandjackmodels, plural, @gmail.com. And I'll mail you out. And, yeah, look at that. I didn't think that we deserved to be framed, but certainly these are my usual suspects to kill time. So framing that is a perfect metaphor. So you showed that, Randall, and we're going to start with you first. We're going to go in reverse today.
Oh.
It's going to confuse you.
I'm still I usually have lots of time to build up to this, with everybody else.
Well, we can, yeah, but whatever you say, we can improve upon. Well, we can start with you since you framed us.
I point at the others. Am I pointing the right direction?
On my screen, you are.
All right.
So it's usually my Google left to right. Now it's right to left.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's going on over there in the UK?
Anyway, yes, stunting speed, making very slow progress on this layered super solution. I have the yellow on, at least a base coat of yellow anyway. Eventually the fuselage will be green, the wings yellow, and everything else. Just getting the weather to do the spraying, because when we have nice and dry weather, I'm not here. And yep, there's that.
It looks so delicious. It's so yellow. It looks delicious. You can almost feel it.
Yep, and it'll be. You guys will be that shade of green.
Oh, nice. That's nice. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Nice. It's appropriate colors for Ireland. Very good. And I don't know. Would you guys be really bored if I, bragged about what arrived in the post for me yesterday morning? No?
Oh, well, you bragged about it yesterday, but if you have to put us through that again, I guess so.
Yeah, I have to. Yeah.
I hate him a little bit right now.
Took the word right out of my mouth.
A little bit, I hate him a
Will
lot.
the client pass this box?
You hate him a little bit, I hate him a
Come
lot.
away with here.
Wow.
Well, we have the live chat open on my channel at Scratch and Jack. So if you want to vocalize how much you dislike Randall for getting that first, go ahead and say it. Chat about it, and I will certainly relay the message.
Why do that when you can
something
right here, right now, in front of his face?
You know something, though, Randall? We're going to not feel bad for you when you get carted off to the rubber room, because you're wanting to do fiber optics on that. And I suggest you get 200 or 300 feet. It's going to be an easy 300 feet. I think Tony used 300 feet on his, and his is smaller.
Yep. Yeah, he did the Revell one.
Yeah.
And you say that he used about 300 feet of fiber optic on that. That must have weighed a ton by the time he finished it, because it was it's a heavy enough thing without all that. But I think when I get this finished.
Oh, you got that far.
Well, it's
Oh, no, it's not glued. Oh, okay.
the time we would have been happy with a Star Destroyer that size.
Yeah.
That would have been somewhat easier to light, I would think.
Then I come along with this one.
It's almost like you got the three bears there, you know. How you doing, Papa Bear? You know, you got to cut that bay out. You're going to get rid of that bay and replace it. I demand that you do that.
I was looking at it, and I was looking at the detail on the sides, and unless there's somebody did an aftermarket resin replacement or something like that, I really don't think it's going to be worth the effort. The really tricky part of the is going to be lighting it, because it's all solid plastic.
Where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see.
Who put that up? Who did that?
I mean, while Jack was gone.
Oh, that was weird.
Yeah.
It said I had lost connection. Okay, my icon is there, but that was weird. Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
You know, I don't see. I don't know. I think You know what? You know what? If you were going to fix that, you won't have to do too much of an effort to do that. I got an idea for you.
Mm-hmm.
Not cut the whole thing out. I don't think you'll need to do that. But if you can cut the bottom off and then raise it, so to speak, you would fare better.
You mean as in?
Yeah, you won't even have to replace it.
Just slice it along.
Yeah.
The inner surface.
Well, yeah. Or from the inside, from the other side, which would be in the orientation of the model vertical instead of horizontal the way you were doing it.
Well, you mean cutting it along here?
Yeah.
No, that's what I was originally thinking. I'm not talking. I'm talking about the inside corner.
Oh, right. Yeah. You mean?
Yeah. Basically, you cut that panel off and just raise it. Maybe that's a possibility.
Well, you see those scallops in there? That would be a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
That's
the only objection to that. It would, either way, that detail would have to be replaced or extended.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, just a thought.
But there's like almost like a trench in along here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Those scallops.
They're behind the scallops, and I think when it comes to lighting it, I think a row of SMDs.
Oh my, that would be
Put
something.
it in here, and then which way is it? And then maybe the paint or the plastic, spray it back far enough to get a Raytheon effect, or maybe even just sanded far enough so that those slots actually open up a bit, and then put SMDs in them or something like that. Or even just ordinary LEDs directed.
Yeah. That's there's some fun. I just consider that. I don't know. If I were having that model, I'll be having a field day with that. I'd probably spend a good amount of time, doing that. Maybe since I, have the software, I can, 3D creating it by 3D. But I would need to have the kit to be able to get the right dimensions for it and create something. So it's possible.
I think of all the parts in the kit, I think that the bridge module would probably be the one we'll start off with. Work my way down from the top, as it were.
Oh, absolutely.
it'll be fun. But as I say, it is a monster in size. If I can just hold this together long enough.
Dana or whoever, they lost a picture. That comes and goes with the Google Hangouts. Go out and come back in.
Yeah, but my icon
No,
won't go
I
away.
was talking to. Well, he's not here anymore.
Right. Yeah, that's
Said
going
he
to be
lost the picture.
a lot of fun there, Randall. When do you think you'll get started on that?
Probably next month sometime. Because I have I have the stunt and speed thing to finish. Next weekend I'm off to Perth in Scotland for the Scottish Nationals. Then the following weekend I'm in Dublin for the Irish Model Soldier Society show down there. Probably sometime in between the two I might make a start on it.
Oh, okay.
If nothing else, start drilling out lots and lots of holes.
Yeah, that's true. You got that to start with.
But if that little, I was going to say something, use an expletive term there, but the little Romulan bird of prey that I used 3 drill bits on, is anything to go by? I think I'm going to have to start investing in drill bits.
Yeah.
Very good point.
So if anyone knows of any cheap source of 0.3, 0.35, 0.4 millimeter drill bits, point me in that direction.
Okay.
One thing I'll not be using will be a powered drill, because I don't want to melt plastic and
No, the
No,
only
you want to use pen vise.
pin vise.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah.
the Tamiya drill is the only one that runs slow enough.
What the bloody hell?
Yeah.
not that big, but along those lines.
Yeah.
Tamiya drills run slow enough.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's worth your time to get one of these.
Now the Tamiya one, yeah.
Yeah. The Tamiya
Hmm.
kit. You assemble this yourself.
Mm-hmm. That almost looks like the little pistol that they use in Men in Black.
The buzzer. Yeah.
But it blew away half a building.
Noisy cricket.
They don't come with this. I put my Packmeyers on there myself.
Ah, yep, I think that would be my next investment.
Yeah. I thought they would do better selling those if they made them in gunmetal.
Mm. Yeah, right enough.
I'm talking about the UK type gunmetal. What they call gunmetal is different than what we call gunmetal.
All right. Would that be all, Randall?
Right?
Oh, yeah. Well, Mike just thought he'd just interject and help you out there. So we're going to move on to Mike. All those folks who are watching, if you'd like to do a side chat on the live Hangout, just go to my channel to Scratch and Jack. The live channel is open. And so far, I got a shout out from David's Model Shop and also Bob Busking, our very own Bob Busking. Supersized Star Destroyer. Yep, it certainly is a supersized one. I think he might be at work. I don't know. But what do you got going on there, Mr. Mike?
I've been just doing some general modeling and nothing special. There's a lot of catching up. I've been working on my Allison V12 engine powered bucket dragster. I don't know if that qualifies for the speed thing or whatever. I am sourcing some sort of front axle for it. I'm having a little difficult. I'll probably have to scratch build it myself because I can't find what I want. But just general modeling. I fix a little this and fix a little that and look for. I spend a good part of my time looking for something. I know I have it. I know I have it, but I just
what you mean.
I've managed to. I still got all 8 fingers. And
yeah, I almost lost. Well, yeah, you still have 8. I just okay. It's not including your thumbs. All right, got it.
Yeah.
Boy, a little slow on that one. Yeah, just general. Yeah, well, that's sometimes you just got to do that. Kind of putz around your workbench and kind of like do whatever, and see what comes of it.
I'm making some taillight buckets, and I've made this 4 times and still haven't got it to fit. There's a considerable amount of sanding, so I can put this, so I can put this in it. This is doggone it. There, my mind went. I can't remember what this is like.
Hot rivet.
A rivet, yeah. For a grommet, that's what it is. A little tiny grommet. You mash it. There's another half to it, and you mash them together in your clothing or leather or whatever. Actually, this is from leather, Tandy leather, which is still one in the greater Denver metro area.
One here in town too.
Yeah, there's not a lot of Tandy leather places.
No.
But I have some red ones of this, different sizes, and I have this white one. And I'm trying to make a tail light. That'll look halfway decent.
Okay.
That's, general modeling.
We got another hour to go.
There were some interesting posts besides people posting giant Star Destroyers. Some people have gone back and posted thumbs up for some of my older posts, and I thank them very much.
That was me.
I do. Yeah, you and somebody else. And hey, the new members, I recommend that you go back a little ways on some other people's posts over a period. You can type in their key name, their name, and just look at what they posted in the past year. This would be a great way for you to get ideas for builds. Not that you're going to copy somebody else's thing, but there's
there's nothing wrong with copying somebody else. It's the old saying: plagiarize, but make sure you call it research.
But what I'm saying is that I've gotten hundreds of ideas, and maybe 1 or 2 of them I'm able to use on the basis of my abilities. But I don't know how many people saw some of those really highly detailed models and cutaways and stuff like that over a period of a year. But I've gone back and I do leave thumbs up too when I go back. And I appreciate people that did that to me. I'm not calling it a quid pro quo, but it's nice that you all did it.
Oh, you're welcome there, Mr. Mike. Sure. You asked me to look, and I did, and I thought what you had to show is actually pretty cool stuff.
Well, thank you.
Pretty cool
Appreciate
stuff. Yeah, I'll probably be milking you for some ideas in the future for sure. Okay. Going to let's jump over to Mark. He seems busy, so let's interrupt him. How you doing, Mark?
Not bad, thank you. Right, what were we doing?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, a much of a small Gundam. Yeah, it's doing a bit of weathering at the minute on current Gundam build. That's about it at the moment, really. Show you. Remember how to screen share on this.
Yeah, if you got screen shares, that'd be great.
Yep. That's the leg armor for the current build.
Wow.
Oh my God! Look at that stressing and that chipping and all that stuff. Holy crap! That is really nice. Well done.
I just have to do it on the rest of the kit now.
And make it look uniform in that sense, right?
Yeah, yeah. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Then I realised, all right, I've got another 50-odd parts to do now.
Oh damn! I gotta do this like another 36 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the fact. I think it's you can always tell a scale modeler because they look at rust and chips and go, "Oh God, that's beautiful."
Apart from that, there's got the frame for it done there, with the leg armor on there. So gradually building it up.
Mm-hmm. This looks like it's like you pose your Gundams in the most creative ways, and I gotta say, this way you're doing it looks like your Gundam is putting on pantyhose or something. I don't know. It just armored pantyhose.
It is getting dressed in a sense, I suppose.
Getting dressed. Yeah. It's naked right now, and it's a. We do operate a rated PG show here, showing us naked Gundams.
Yeah, and I've got this guy on the go as well at the moment.
Oh yes, yeah, you did post pictures of this guy, and he's nice, really shiny.
I've just got to get it's got these fuel tanks on the back, which I've got to get painted up, and then just some panel lining, and then he's about done. But I don't only do Gundam as well. I do the occasional Starship. Oh, opened the wrong one. I've done a Bandai Snowspeeder as well.
Oh, that's nice.
Very nice.
Because that was a commission build.
Oh yes.
Some weathering effect to the leg armor you were showing us earlier.
Yeah, same. This one was mostly done by hand, though, rather than what I'm doing at the minute. It's a sponge. And Star Destroyer as well. The Ravel one.
Nice paintwork.
Yeah, that's about what I've been getting up to.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. I got a question for you. I mean, do you consider yourself a fast builder, or do you feel as though you take your time, or you've done it done Gundam so often that the challenge is what you just showed, all that chipping in the paint?
I tend to have a lot of things going off at the same time, and then everything seems to get finished really close together.
Okay.
So like this coming week, I actually have the week off work, so I've got about half a dozen projects I'm hoping to finish over the week. So expect to have a whole host of stuff posted onto the pages.
For your distressing of the paint, are you using the salt method or just picking?
It's chipping paint.
Oh, there's chipping paints out there.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the Ammo by MIG range of weathering products. Yeah, it's just basically brown paint at the moment, with a bit of highlighting underneath some of the large chips, then pigments and occasionally washers and filters and stuff like that over the top.
Yeah, I've heard the chipping paint makes it a lot easier instead of all the procedures. But you know something though, I think it's sort of like you got to learn your arithmetic before learning how to use a calculator, because after all, you can't have a calculator with you all the time. I think that might go with some of the techniques too. I mean, you might not have the chipping, but I think though they have their romance too of doing it the usual, you know, the way that it's been developed over the years with the salt or the hairspray or whatever. I think that would have a different feel to it than having something that's already made that does that. Do you agree with that notion?
Yeah, I mean, I've got chipping fluid, which does the same thing as the hairspray method, but I don't like it. It's almost too random, so you can't really gauge how it's going to when you go in with the water over the top of the paint. You can't really gauge how it's going to chip. So for my unicorn, which was weathered other side, tried the chipping method, didn't like it with the fluid, and decided to paint it all by hand rather than have something which was I couldn't control fully.
With this chipping paint or the methods that you use, if you make a big mistake, how hard is it to clean it all off and start over?
Not hard at all. At the moment I'm going over a gloss coat. I'm using Alclad's gloss. That's over my paintwork, and then the chips are painted onto that. So if I make a mistake, I can just go in with a cotton bud and wipe it off.
Something I've been doing to make a chipped effect and have a lot more control over it. It's basically it's the hairspray method, but instead of using hairspray, I'm using hair gel. Ooh. And I can put that on with a tiny brush, and it goes exactly where I want it.
Oh, okay.
Try it on your forehead.
I should. I've got a little shiny today, aren't I?
It's funny for a bald guy to be talking about damn hair products.
I'm not bald. I'm just
no, Jay, you're not bald.
Slowly losing my hair.
Phallically challenged, yeah.
I'm phallically challenged, just like I'm phallically challenged.
Phallically challenged is something else.
It's all that glue you're sniffing. Yeah, you're not bald. There you go.
Everybody, go ahead, Jack. Go ahead.
I just want to make mention that it's pretty active over there at the chat. And let's see. George says that some of the characters here are very entertaining and informative. I think he's talking about the usual suspects here, you know. That means you all. So thank you for George for noticing that we're informative. All right, very good. Then moving on. I hope you're feeling better there, Mario.
Jay.
Your sound is off. Your sound is off, sir.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we're having maybe Google issues or technical issues. This is what I suggest you do, Mario. If you can hear me, is let's see. If you came in late, so at the top of your screen, there should be a menu items, and there's like a little microphone that might be highlighted. If it's highlighted, not good. It can't be highlighted. It's got to click onto that or get that not to highlight. Maybe it'll turn it on.
Yeah, the other ones hang on to the settings issue and make sure your mic's turned on.
Yeah, because that.
Okay, now you just turned it off.
That is now saying it's turned off.
Now now showing it's turned off. Okay, do that again and check to see what your device is doing. And if that all fails, pass out, not on the floor, just leave and come back in. All right, moving on. How you doing, Jay? And how's all your hair?
You tell me.
Careful, you might get a sunburn if you do that.
He thought a dab would do you, but he thought more would work better.
I can't say anything about Jay's hair. He's got more than I have.
It was a hangout, just like this one. Many years ago. Anyway, I got a new video light that is just incredible. It was like $30, and it even on the back it even has control for amount of percentage of light it dims, and you can control the light temperature, and it's surprisingly good quality. It runs off of these Sony these standard Sony camera batteries that are everywhere. I've got like 6 of them, so I figued why not.
And
what have I been up to? Well, I'm sorry.
Where'd you get them?
Amazon. It was I got yeah, it was on Amazon, and I'm really pretty amazed by it.
Okay, cool.
But I have been doing a lot. I've been buying out Radio Shack. Radio Shack is closing their stores, and in many of them, the electrical components are 70% off, and if you buy 2, you get 2 free. Like mathematically, I don't know what that works out to, but I've been buying parts, like some sockets and control sockets like this, and right here, alligator clips. And this box right here full of stuff, and this box full of stuff, and all kinds of things. I have been, like I said, I've been buying them out because you're getting all. I hate to say use this term, but I'm almost getting Chinese eBay electronics at a walk-in store, and I'm able to go in and have it right now. Really nice. That part of it is really nice. So I've been buying a lot of electronic components. I've been buying a lot of electronic components off of Amazon as well. And somebody just said something. Did they say something rude about me? If they didn't,
maybe they should. No, I'll check to see. I've got multiple devices going on here.
Okay.
That was Mario.
Okay. To shift gears just a little bit, something I think everybody should. I know there's a lot of people out there who already know this and already are doing this, but a really handy product is this stuff. It's also known as Blue Tack. And let me tell you, this stuff is amazing for holding parts where you want them. But a little secret a lot of people didn't know, you can solder while the pieces are being held by this stuff. If you're soldering at a proper speed, which means you're not sitting here holding the iron on the part for 30 seconds. You can mount your parts into, it's like, I mean, even using one of these things, the third hand, it's sometimes difficult to get two wires to touch each other and be able to be, held at the right point, or get a wire on a circuit board. It's sometimes difficult. What is that noise in the background? I don't know what it is, but I like it. It's sometimes difficult.
That's Mario. I think Mario has sound.
It's sometimes difficult to get parts together.
Yeah, you have sound, Mario.
Okay, good to know.
And everything. And so I'm playing with this stuff. And, it comes. I've seen it in two different forms. This white stuff. Actually, this looks more like C4. But it doesn't blow up, though. I know. I tried. But this stuff is a little less sticky.
Yeah, ATF isn't watching. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. This stuff is a little less sticky than the blue stuff. They both work really well. You can solder on them, and you can get model parts together and hold in place so that you can drop some glue in. It's just, I'm really happy with this.
It also will hold up a shop card.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, cool.
You get one of these shop cards free from Jack if you just send him your snail mail.
Mm-hmm. That
unnecessary free plug.
You guys should know by now, though, that when I buy something, I rarely end up using it for its intended purpose.
Yeah.
I'm gonna twist it and shift it around and make it into something new and wonderful, or blow myself up, one of the two.
You've gotten to the point is that you no longer drink the water; you just pour it in your underwear.
Basically, yeah. I'm at that point, and I'll tell you, cutting out the middleman like that. Wow.
Cutting out the middleman there.
You save so much time and energy. It's just totally amazing. Oh, and for anybody out there looking for an adhesive that will glue plexiglass or acrylic,
somebody plays the kazoo very well.
This stuff right here is Grip adhesive solution. You can get it from get it on Amazon. It is water thin.
Oh, okay.
So your pieces have to be smooth. But I have yet to see a clear plastic that I have not been able to glue together like this and have a very strong bond. This is the same stuff that they use to make plexiglass aquariums. So
I think he just offended us with that gesture. I mean,
it's either that or it's how Ultraman shoots a laser beam. I don't know.
There you go.
It's something.
Oh, it could be the worst gesture of all.
The blue stuff, I had some that I bought over a year ago, and it got kind of hard and not usable. And I dipped my fingers in some water, kneading it with wet fingers, and it came back.
Mm-hmm.
He brought it back to life.
I did. She's alive. She's
alive. No, I bought a single pack of the blue tack or the Loctite or whatever you want to call it. I bought a single package of it, and I liked it so much I ordered like a small case of it. It's got like 20 packs or something like that in it, because I know I'm going to go through it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've got 300. I've got 300 amazing scale modelers shop cards that I have to go around and stick all over the neighborhood and things like that. So I'll use it.
It's better for you to go through it than it to go through you.
Oh God, yeah.
Really cool. You know what? It's very agreeable seeing you. I haven't seen you in a bit. It's good to see you.
I was planning on being in the last Hangout, and just what? What's going on, Heath?
Paint on hands.
Anyway, I was going to be the last hangout and just, that weird thing they call life.
Yeah.
It kind of jumped in.
Yeah.
Oh, there is one other thing I wanted to talk about. I got a commission to do a scratch build of a spaceship from a comic. There are the comic is a tribute to 1980s bad 1980s movies, which is most of them, and things like that. And it's called Satan Ninja 1980X. And that's the name of the comic. And the spaceship that I'm supposed to build, let me see if I can screen share this. There it is, right there. Application. Well, yeah, here we go. This is the spaceship that I am supposed to be building.
Wow.
Did it come through?
Yeah. That's gonna be
Okay.
great.
My first reaction is dang.
Scroll up. Scroll up.
Go up.
Down.
Oh,
There
hey,
you
well,
go.
that's the whole thing. That's with this comic. I mean,
There you go.
this is the character who owns the spaceship. So
The cat? The pink cat?
no, she's kind of a fox woman or something like that. But anyway,
Actually, no, she looks like the first officer. She doesn't look like Captain.
well, there's only two creatures on the ship, and one of them only says yub yub. But anyway, anyway, I'm going to be building that, and I'm figuring because they want to use it in some commercials. They want to use it in some commercials that they're going to be shooting, but they also want to use it as just a model to have in front of the artist while she's drawing, and make it easier to get the positioning and everything right. So I'm figuring probably about 14 inches from engine to engine, and go from there. So I started on that yesterday, and it's in the drawing out, sketching out stage right now, where I'm sketching out parts and I get to detail the hell out of it, which is fun. But it's pink.
It's pink, yeah.
Well, you got to find a way to get that Pepto-Bismol shade there,
Yeah, I know. I can paint it pink. I'm probably going to paint it the main color a very light pink, and then go all over it with the airbrush and tone it down in places with darker colors. There's a lot of blue accent on it too. So and I am lighting it. So, but I'm gonna log that build.
I did go to many moons ago. I went to a sheriff's sale of a house, and when I tell you everything was painted that shade of pink, everything, doorknobs, water fixtures, bathtubs. They had no carpeting in the floorboards, the walls, the molding, the light fixtures, everything was that color. I don't know how it was possible, but it was.
That's nauseating.
You actually have to take some Pepto-Bismol to be able to see all that pink. All right, so we know you have now sound. You muted yourself there, Mario, because you've got a phenomenal kazoo player in the background who seems to be two at the same time. Can you unmute yourself now? Yeah, how it all works?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's working now.
There you go. Okay, you sound good. How you feeling?
A lot better. Thank you. Thank you for asking. It's a pleasure to be with all of you guys.
Oh, it's
my
our
first
pleasure.
time.
Yeah, I see that you don't feel with your hands. You just feel. Okay, nice. Okay. So
Doing very
tell
well.
us,
A lot better.
since you're the a usual suspect who is now of the virgin variety right now, it's your first time showing up. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Do you model, and what do you model?
Absolutely. I have been building models since I was 15.
Ah.
Now that I grew up, I spend more time building when I have a chance. Love to build airplanes, Second World War, stuff like that. Cars,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
some
Cool.
of the cars, trucks. So I like to build a lot of stuff when I have a chance. Now that I'll be out of the school and finishing my studies in 2 months, I will have more time. I build a lot of stuff like a Second World War stuff for a museum close to my home by like an hour. It's like a veteran museum. So I've been building a few things for them. And yeah, I think it's works for me like a therapy because work, stress, a lot of stuff. That's the way how I used to manage my stress. So yeah,
Sure.
yeah, and
Yeah.
That's how I model. I need more stress, and that's why I model. So I'm on the other side of that. But coffee, and hanging out with these guys, and then of course modeling.
Mario, do you have a favorite World War II airplane?
the Germans, the one that I just built, like a few, took me like 2 months because while I'm building, usually what I do, I start building the airplane, but at the same time do some research. So one of my favorites was the BF-1 that I just built. I was trying to apply some weathering, and I tried to make it like the Adolf Galland, which was one of the biggest pilots on the Second World War. And yeah, I would say that would be my favorite. But I built like a couple years ago. I built one that they call it the Peacemaker, a big one.
Oh,
yeah.
B-30
bomber or yes, B-72, something like that. I can't remember the name, but I know that it's called Peacemaker. So I would say that was one of the biggest one that I did. And the truck, like a purple truck that I just built some time ago. So just to talk about my favorite, I would say like the Peacemaker and the BF-109 that I just built.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite
I love the
ones.
BF-109. That's always been one of my favorites.
Yeah, I like that one too. And the only thing that I haven't that I would like to try it in the future is build like a sheep, because I haven't had the chance to do one. I know that those is kind of challenging and it takes some time, a lot of dedication. So probably in the near future, I'll try to do something like that. Yes,
that would be cool.
Sure. I gotta, as they say, build up your immunity and build those hard ones for sure. Definitely. Because we got that. I mean, you shouldn't be doing that all the time. I mean, you go crazy doing that all the time. But of course, every now and then, do something that's of a challenge, something that's you've always wanted to do. That sounds really cool.
Yes.
You know what? The Facebook community. Are you coming in from the Facebook community? I'm not even sure. Is that the first?
No. I found you guys on a Google Plus. I was looking something else, and suddenly I was trying to find modelers and stuff like that, looking somewhere else, and then I found you guys. So I started to follow you guys, looking the stuff that you do, learning a lot from the tips. So I have learned so much from the tips that you guys post and how you build your models, and then start like some time ago I start adding my models just to show you not as great as the one that you do, but yeah, just something. Just to show you a little bit that I can do.
Yeah, I'm saying this. I'm going to be saying this to our members. Our camouflage is blown. We need to fix our. They're finding us. They're finding us. Holy crap! Anyway. So that's good to hear. It's good to hear that you found us because I mean we us here, because there's a number of moderators here with us. Randall.
Oh, damn it.
He's gone. He left.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Check.
How are you guys anyway?
he was in here twice and he touched something and now look.
Yeah. Or Jack.
He should be
Never did
back
anything.
soon, I guess.
Now he's gone.
No, he's gone.
He's just gone.
Randall, we've been jammed,
Yes,
sir.
Profile picture's still there, so
Randall.
Well,
Randall.
that's,
So
yes.
Randall.
we don't want dead air, so why doesn't one of the moderators take charge?
I'm doing the.
There he is. There's
He's
two of them.
back.
There's two of him now.
He's back.
Hey, Jack, you're back. One of you's back.
Look busy. Jack's back.
Well,
Yeah,
Jack,
I
why don't you introduce yourself?
Welcome
Jack?
back, Jack.
Yeah, well, you know what? My computer got geeked a couple of weeks ago. I don't know. I'm going to blame it on Google for right now. Okay. For right now. Would that be all there, Mario? I mean, I don't want to have you give it all away. I mean, you're going to save some for later. I mean, maybe later tonight or
Absolutely.
even in another hangout. Would that be all for today?
Absolutely,
It's
yes.
good to see you're doing. It's good to see you're doing good,
Thank you.
but I can see that you're out from the flu.
Yes, yes. Gave me a couple bad days.
Yeah. Well, okay. Just give you a couple more days. You'll be fine. Good.
Yeah.
Excellent. And you'll be sniffing the glue with us again. Very good.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
You know, sometimes it's good medicine, sniffing glue. Not that I recommend it. I just say you shouldn't be
You
doing
know,
that.
I can tell you that I love the smell, especially the red one. Wake you up sometimes.
Yeah. Well, they all smell pretty interesting. Anyway.
I think my pain meds just kicked in.
But use your adhesives and chemicals with a well-ventilated area. I have to put that disclaimer in.
Yeah,
I sure will.
it may be fun to joke about, but the truth of the matter is, if you're building a model and you smell glue really strong, get a fan or something in there because
You will be out.
or light your hair on fire and run out of the room.
I don't recommend that, but you know.
It can kill brain cells directly related to remembering your name.
If you can still remember your name, you haven't sniffed enough.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Moving on, I haven't seen this guy do anything in the past couple of days, couple of weeks, couple of months. What are you doing, Jamie? You're blaming Ralph for your modeling slowdown there? You're slowing down because of Ralph? How can you say such things?
No, I wasn't blaming Ralph. The fault was all mine. I was just waiting for the boards to come back. But I did get on with something, Jack. I did do the War of the Worlds thing. I finished that off.
Oh, yes, you did post that. That's true. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, you're excused.
I'm coming out of the comfort zone a bit, revisiting some childhood memories. I'm starting to build this. Don't know how it's going to go because really out of my comfort zone. This, I mean, I'm only on sci-fi stuff, but so I'm going to go this.
That's the spit.
Oh yes.
James, is
That's
that the
an
one
oldie,
that
too.
I have a simple question. I have a question for you lot because I have no idea. There's a lot of confusion over what colour it is. What, right? Now, there's several forums about this, but in your opinion, what is cockpit green?
Cadmium green.
Your spit. It's a spit.
I know it's got the cockpit green, but what colour is it? I mean, there's hundreds of greens, and everybody's got a different opinion of what cockpit green is.
Well, you got to remember.
A lot of aircraft cockpit green is zinc chromate.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah, the American cockpit green is zinc chromate. The British cockpit green is a different color. It's
It's British green.
Nearest I've ever found to it is good old fashioned Humbrol number 78.
Humbrol 78.
Yeah, pretty much what it suggests in the kit plans.
Yeah.
The thing you got to remember is
if you weather it, it doesn't really matter what you start with.
Yeah.
I've even for big things like that, I've even found that Halfords do a color called reed green, which is a bit lighter, but with oil washes and stuff like that, darkens down nicely and looks the part.
Yeah, you got to remember that in World War II, when they were repainting, you would get a supply of paint, and if you got two cans that actually matched each other, you were lucky. So if the color is not 100% exactly what the U.S. government or the UK government specifications were for that particular plane, it doesn't really matter as long as you're close. Because that's just how they did things.
Well, Jamie, rivet counters count rivets, not look at shades of green.
Yeah, on a joking note, I think I won't get the glue on the canopy this time. Because the last time I did a Spitfire, I think it was about 11.
All right, so we got canopy, not canopy green, cockpits green. I would think, I mean, they're doing those stunts in the air, and it's like,
well, yeah,
green,
cockpit green is painted that way so it doesn't show the air sickness vomit.
Yeah. But apart from that, Jack, it's all sorts of the enterprise on hold till I get the boards back from Ralph, which should be about a couple of weeks. But
see, I knew you were going to get around to blaming Ralph.
I didn't blame Ralph. I blame myself. It was my fault the boards blew up. I just.
What are you doing? You're plugging it into that 240 circuit. Are you?
Fix it.
Are you plugging the boards into the wall socket?
No, what it was, when I discussed it with Ralph, I apparently connected a wire to the board that resoldered it. It didn't resolder right or something. So it in turn, when I switched the power on, it generated a current running through the other boards and blew them up. So I sent them back to him. He's fixed them, and it's cost me a little bit, but it's my fault, not Ralph's, and it's what it is. We do make these mistakes. I mean, we're not all perfect, and you learn by your mistakes, hopefully. But this one's cost me a little bit, so. But what I couldn't do is I can't, because the ship is at this stage, because I'm at kind of this stage.
Oh yeah.
I can't sort of take any of this apart, so I've got to work around that. So it's kind of like, I'm between a brick and a hard wall with it.
Yeah.
So it was a case of, do I? In fact, I can't, because I've worked so hard on that hanger bay to get it just right. It would take me a lot of work to recreate what I did. Or I've done.
If you light up each of the circuits individually, just with your power supply, and see if you can trace through them.
Yeah. But it's kind of like Ralph showed me an idiot's guide to what I should be doing, really, and hopefully I should be all right with it. The thing about Ralph I do like is you have
I would recommend going through your power supply, because you got that new power supply. It's got the current reading on it.
Yeah, I mean,
go through each circuit and light each circuit individually, and see where, if all of a sudden you get a high current surge, then you'll know that that's the circuit where it's got.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically because I'm not just using one board, I'm using 3 boards. I've got the main board that runs all the flashes on the actual ship.
Yeah.
I've photo torpedo and phaser board, and I've also got the remote control board, and those 3 have to be hooked up together. And it's like working off 3 plans, making them into one plan to make the whole thing work. And it's kind of like something went wrong in between. It surged the other boards. So it is what it is. I mean, I didn't have a problem with the War of the Worlds one. That wired up really, really quick and easy. But like you say, my area is mainly on the building side of things, and my experience is on building and painting and stuff like that. The wiring I've been doing for about a couple of years, and it's kind of like, even now I get like, it's like a massive like, God, where does this go? What's that do? How does you get that to go there? And you know, as you do, you learn as you go along. And even after 2 years, yes, I've learned a lot. But there's other guys out there who know a lot more than me, so I tend to like ask them, and they sort of put me right. But you learn as you go. And that's the idea of the I mean, I didn't ever go into lighting if I hadn't been for you lot, so I'll blame you lot for getting me into lighting in the first place.
Yeah, you got to try to rejoice. Rejoice in your mistakes.
Thanks, guys. My bank.
There's two of you talking at the same time. What was that, Randall?
And Mike has had a picture of a Spitfire cockpit up there.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, the interior green that.
Well, what I'm saying, okay, it is zinc chromate. It's a different color of zinc chromate than maybe used by like a Mustang or some of the others, because there were a lot of different manufacturers of zinc chromate, and they're not all the same color. But this guy says Spitfire cockpit green is this. This one says Supermarine cockpit green. And then this guy is doing that in that color.
Yeah.
So I would say for that model, and it would change from year to year and model to model. I know it did because supplies across the Atlantic, there's these damn submarine thingies and torpedoes and stuff. But if a manufacturer was in the United States and they painted it with that paint, then that's the color you got for your cockpit. If it was in the UK, you got a different color during the war.
I think the main thing with this build is it's one of those builds where it's a bit of a reminisce on my childhood, really. So something I want to go to, but I don't want to particularly hark in doing it all the time. It's something I want to pick up, have a little bit of go with, put it away, and continue with what I'm doing. But you know, eventually the kit will get built. But it's just like, I just fancied reminiscing about my childhood and going back to building a Spitfire that I never really went back to because it was such a catastrophe when I built my first one. But you know, it is what it is.
The fact that they're releasing a lot of model kits. They're re-releasing a lot of model kits that were out when I was a kid in all formats. I mean, you know, cars, science fiction, ships, military. This stuff is coming out again, and it's just fun to be able to buy the kit again and really do a completely different job than you did the first time.
God, the only thing I regret, I wish my dad had Spitfire crappy thing up and he kept it so I could sort of look at that and go, right.
Yeah.
on a note, what you're going on about, I do have I did mention this when I was talking to James and that the other day. It's about the way model kit makers are bringing younger people into the forum of building models, and I think they're just going too easy for it. I mean, they're making it too easy. I saw something the other day, and do you remember, James? I showed you.
Yeah.
It's a camper van, right? And it looks more like a Lego kit than an Airfix kit or whatever. And it's pre-painted. All you literally do is stick it together like Lego. And I'm thinking, that is not the way to teach somebody to go and model it. It's like, if you want to do Lego, go buy a Lego kit. Don't try and rip off the Lego company and trying to say it's a plastic model kit for people who want to build models. And I just think that's wrong because it gives them a false impression of building models. And I think it's the wrong way to go. I think, yes, they should be made a little bit easier for people coming new into the era of model making. And the plan should be a lot simpler.
No, that's already been determined. I mean, they do label some of these models with a level 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, as far as difficulty goes, and they give you a very clear understanding as to what makes the level that it's at. I mean, But from what you're saying is that they look like Legos. Well, that is pretty much an insult to them, to these young people, but they don't find it as such. So I don't know. I don't know what the future of the hobby is. Is it in trouble? I doubt it, because I do. I've done a lot of looking around the internet, and certainly we've been accused of being a bunch of old men, and Mike the dirty one. But of course, it's just
Yeah, my whole point of this is being right. How many of us on here?
But the thing is, though, it's been the nature of my life. Maybe it's just my aura that I attract the old farts, and when I become an old fart, and I'm quickly becoming one. I wonder if any of you are going to be around to, really tell me that I'm an old fart. But that's the thing. What I'm saying is that I think, because like Liam is going to be hosting the Across the Pond in a couple of weeks. He attracts a whole different set of people that I do, and I find that fascinating because of the fact that he does attract different kinds of people. Now, with these other hangouts I've been watching, there are young kids. Hanging out with modelers, and some of them are pretty talented. But I think I know what you mean about the kits that look like Legos. I think this one young kid showed something that had a VW bug that was made up, not a bug, a bus that was made up like in the 60s. It made to look like a camper. It had a kitchenette, it had a bed, it had a beanbag to smoke pot on, that sort of thing. So it did look a little manufactured, I got to admit, but it looked good though. I mean, I think I know what you mean by these kits. I have no idea who makes these kits or what they're called.
Yeah, it's a bit like when you buy these Bandai kits. I don't know you guys, but when I brought a couple of those Bandai kits, yes, they're great kits, and yes, they're easy to go together. But when I've done it, I just felt this feeling of emptiness, like not completion, like is that it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the stress. They're not feeling the stress, as we're talking about before.
Too easy.
Like glue, smell like glue, the fingerprints in the paint, and that sort of thing.
If you're left feeling an emptiness with the Bandai kit, get yourself one of these things here. They're practically run.
It looks like it's got a banana on a stick.
It definitely isn't.
Oh, is that it there, Jamie? Moving on, right?
Yeah. I'm done for today.
All right. There is no forested area that's safe with this next guy. How you doing, James? And how's your paper modeling?
I'm doing fine there, Jack, and it's slowly coming along. Yeah, from yesterday, I'll just run through on again for the people that didn't see yesterday. Doink, 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 doink. Here. Okay. So from yesterday, as far as what we built this week, we got the nose cone and all that installed after we got all the suspension and that built.
Ah, nice.
And this is
Sweet.
Wow.
I just love looking at the stuff that James puts up because it looks so incredible, and then you find out, and it's made out of paper. That just takes it to a whole nother level.
Yeah, I mean, when James showed me that card the other day, and I said I actually thought he moved into plastic model making because it looks.
I'm just thankful it doesn't look like a tree.
Yeah. And then later on, so we started on the downforce. Started this on Friday.
Do you ever cover any of that kind of paperwork with a clear coat or a protective something or other?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope, man. I've got models here that are over 20 years old, and they're perfectly fine.
Yeah,
we should say that.
Yep. And a nice coating of dust.
I would recommend on a model car. I would recommend some sort of clear coat so you get some shininess like a car.
Right.
Well, it depends on the
Right.
aesthetic you're trying to get. That's all.
True, but I just thought of something. Half of my time in modeling is spent dusting my dust collectors.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I got to use a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Sometimes it's water, sometimes it's something different. But what do you use to clean your models?
A soft brush.
Yeah.
It's just a soft brush.
Yep.
How about wallpaper cleaner? You know what wallpaper cleaner is?
Yeah.
Play-Doh.
I think you'd end up with a mess.
Oh.
Makeup
It
brush.
would be a well-built mess.
Yeah.
I also don't think he uses lighter fuel.
Yes.
That looks good.
The shaped wing and that, and then start assembling the rear wing. And that's with the rear
Very
wing
cool.
installed.
I mean, that looks so plastic, Jack.
Mm-hmm.
You don't agree with the
That's interesting that you can say something like that looks so plastic, and it's a sincere compliment.
Yeah.
Pretty.
I highly recommend getting a display case for any model car.
Mm-hmm.
They make them for 1/18 down to 1/64.
Yeah, I've got several here in the inventory.
Mm-hmm.
I highly recommend that stuff. Then all you got to do is polish and clean a Perspex case.
Mm-hmm. So that's just downward look on where I'm at right now. And as far as today is concerned, the only thing I got was a bit of the air deflectors installed in the front, just in front of the air intakes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about what I got installed today.
Cool.
That is so gorgeous.
Very nice. Yeah. So you're making everybody speechless.
Yeah.
It's just amazing stuff.
That's where I am at the moment anyways with that.
Surprise me all the time. I mean, you pick on these kits like, and you're saying this is a kit that most people shy away from because of its complexity, and certainly it looks complex. But you've always surprised me, always kicking up the two every now and again. Thank you for sharing.
Okay.
And what's next on the agenda, though?
What's next on the agenda is I've got a model here, all 40 pages of it, of the black pearl. I got the black pearl to build.
That sounds very complicated, but you said it's not that bad.
No, it's not. It's just a lot of pieces, but it's not really that. As far as ship models go, it's not really that complicated. But I wanted to build a sailing ship, and it's a way to wet my whistle before I get involved in a real major build with a sailing ship.
Will you be doing the rat lines with in paper or?
Yeah, I can do them in paper.
Yeah. Oh, good.
I can cut those all out.
Oh my gosh.
Oy vey.
I don't know, Jim. I don't know. I don't know. It was bad enough when you did the dry dock, the space dock for
Space dock,
Let's put it this way, Randall. If he climbs the wall, he's got something to climb on.
Yeah.
Anyway, nothing like producing your own climbing net because you're going crazy cutting those out. But you know, when you did the space dock, I thought, oh, you're nuts. But no, you topped it. You see. Because at least with the space dock, they were what, straight lines? These are curved.
Yeah. Yeah, these are curved. These are more complex shapes. The space dock was mostly all geometric shapes, so it was a little easier that way. Yep,
absolutely. Okay, and not quite saving the best for last because that's me, but we're going to talk to Heath because he's keeping within the theme of Formula One here. And so show us your green.
Green, did you say? Do you mean?
Yeah, speaking of green. This is the green we're looking at, yes. Look at that. Pretty.
Very well. I still haven't been able to. I thought I'd do some work on my street custom build. So I've managed to finish the engine on my Riviera, which is for those people who came in late. This. So that's what I'm building for the street custom build. The F1 is for the stunt and speed, and that will be finished momentarily. What I've been doing today is I've painted the interior body of the shell. I ran out of brown paint, so I had to use ochre for the top. I had to use brown ochre for the top. So, but the main interior is that color, a leather look brown, because the chairs that I've got are brown. So yeah. But after that, I've let that dry and let all that dry. I've got to start doing the interior and the chairs and stuff like that. So that's coming up soon, and then I put the rest of the engine in and mufflers and stuff like that, and then that'll probably be ready. But that won't be finished until after I finish my Jordan. So
okay.
But the thing is, I've managed.
Well, you're going to be getting done at the same time like Mark does. It looks like.
Well,
the two model
let's
kits.
put it this way: models 6 and 7 are being built alongside for this year. So
okay.
But this is what I've done recently. For those who didn't see on Saturday night, I've started the rear downforce. In fact, all last week, what I basically did was the only decals I've really put on it this time at this stage are the front nose. But all last week I've got the first part of the air intake in, the radiators are in, the engine's in. All that's left to do is to just do the rear downforce, put that in, then glue the cover. Well, actually, I might leave the covering off. So that I can actually show the engine. But that's all that needs to be done now is just the rear downforce, the engine covering, then the tires.
Look at that. Wow.
Then the tires, and so yeah, this has been probably one of my favorite builds. I mean, I've done 2 other F1 cars, as people know, and I've also done an Enzo. But after I've finished doing the street custom and the Formula One, I'm going to be building this. And for those people who didn't see on Saturday, $6 still in plastic.
Wow.
$6 still in plastic. Decals are fine and everything. So
nice.
That'll be my first.
Does it have a motor?
You lucked out on that one, bro.
Yes, it had an engine. You don't think
it does have an engine. Okay.
But no,
You seem to pick.
Besides that, I mean, I've had my wife down with the sore back and everything like that, and somehow I've managed to do some stuff without having much trouble.
Oh, very good.
So yeah, but she's better now, and me, I'm just plugging along, doing what I do best.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Well, we have.
I've just had little model junior come in. Little modeler junior come in.
Hey, sweetie.
How you doing, Katie?
I made earlier. This is a model I made earlier. No seams. No
Nice
seams,
job
no
on that one,
marks,
bro.
Just came out beautifully.
Oh my gosh! You know what? My imagination is reeling on that, and I can't say a word about it.
Oh, no, she's not plastic. She's actually flesh and blood.
Well, that is more difficult. I'll give you that.
It's a work in progress.
That's a level 5. No, actually, that's a level 10.
Work in progress. She'll be finished in about 10 years.
Yep.
And then she'll finish you.
And then it's a different issue.
Then you only thought you had
Yeah, there you go.
And then the boyfriend comes around and meets me.
When you meet the boyfriend, just sit there and be very nice and polite and cock a shotgun in your lap.
George said Mini Heath. All right. Well, joining us on the chat is Joe. He says a build is only as difficult as a builder makes it. If you're not challenged, find a way to challenge yourself. Yes.
Yes.
I agree with that. Absolutely. Because I'm about to show you when you don't challenge yourself.
This happens.
This is my stunt and speed. I did a wonderful decal job on the wing here. It was a very large decal, and I got to say that laid flat. But on the starboard side, I didn't dab my microsol well enough, and the decal slid. You know what? On camera, it's actually looking not bad. I don't know. It slid. But everything else about the nose is well done, I think. See, it's coming out blurry.
Jack. That's Charlie Lindbergh, is it?
Charlie's airplane, yes. So I'm going to put floor wax on it, the acrylic floor wax. And then downstairs in the basement, I have bought a can of Dull Coat, and I never used it. This will take it first. So do it floor wax to seal it. But I did. This irony is, while I was doing my 3D build, and if I was privately hang out with some of the guys here, I would work on this because I couldn't run a Hangout and do a 3D build at the same time. So basically, this didn't get all my attention. I would say this is a level 2 kit, I believe. Yeah, it's a level 2 kit. But even for an advanced, I don't want to seem to say something opposite of what Joe just said. I think sometimes doing an easy build after you've done so many complicated ones, the easy builds tend to be hard too because you forget how to do an easy build.
Yeah, that's very true. That's
very
true.
Some of the ones they claim to be easy builds sometimes really challenge you.
I don't know when the last time I did a build was out of the box, just as is.
Yeah, I brought up my next big build up from the basement, and I got some things cleared out, and I'm using a large paper box as my spray booth. And the box fan
you're talking about, Jack,
fits perfectly in it. It's that square, and it's nice and deep. It's got to cut a hole and a top to put some light coming through it. I took what I use up here and I traded out with a different one.
But this big
I got,
build you've got, Jack,
and then,
is this got to do with the next big major group build?
well, yes, this is the next major group build that Liam's going to announce. And that, hey, if you watched the Across the Pond yesterday, and if you've got two brain cells to rub together and the glue hasn't destroyed them yet, you can figure it out. We left a lot of clues as what that build's going to be. But this is
I
going to be.
know, but I'm not going to say anything because then it'll ruin the surprise.
This is there's no surprise anymore. This is going to be a lot more sophisticated. If you're seeing a little light blinking off in my corner here, I mean, that's going to be one of the things I'll be doing is adding some photo etch electronics. The big build means not completely out of the box. This is something that I was afraid of for a while, but I think my skills have diminished to the point that I think I'll attempt this build for sure.
Now, don't do what you did with the Starship, Jack. Don't destroy it. Don't destroy it.
Well, I'm coming into summer. I won't have any heaters nearby. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to that build, but it's going to be a process, and on top of that, today I bought 2 airbrushes because my airbrush is a basket case. I keep airbrushes as well as I don't know. I can't even think of a metaphor for it. But it is important to keep your equipment in working order. I figured, well, I had this airbrush for 4 years. It lasted me 4 years. Might as well get a new one. I'm getting the same one. It's a Pache H, I think is the H model. It's a single action, and I got Pache's dual action. So I'm expanding my palette when it comes to airbrushes. I'm probably going to get an Iwata later. Maybe next year, a year after that. Maybe when I print, 3D print, maybe I'll get an Iwata for that. But I'm with Pache right now. That's what I'm going to do. And I knew I was going to get at least tips for the Pache that I have, but the whole airbrush is a bit of a basket case. Because I didn't know how to take care of it in the beginning, and time caught up very quickly on it. But I figured 4 years of usage, that's not bad, considering how damaged it is. And it worked rather well. But for this, I wanted to buy new tips at the very least. I ended up buying the entire airbrush for my custom build. This
Mustang.
My custom build. He's one of my childhood heroes. So certainly, when I saw this, I'm like, I don't care what it costs. I think it was I think it was close to a $30 kit. Object to me on this one. I want to do well on this. Not only because it's a Mustang, because it's the Bullet too.
What size is that, Jack?
So that 25 scale. 25 scale.
Yeah, you can almost guarantee every model car that comes out in the U.S. is going to be 1/24th or 1/25th scale. You know.
Yeah, well, I got a 16 scale 64.5 Mustang that I got started, but I don't know where that's gonna when that's gonna happen. I started it without really caring to start it, but long and short of it, that's what I'm going to do next. Although, so when I'm doing this major build and sort of like blame Ralph for something, I'm still working on the Bullet.
I didn't blame you. My fault, Jack.
I hope Ralph isn't watching. That's all I can say. But another thing that got me, I'm also doing this Willys Coupe. I got the instructions here, though. I got the model downstairs, and I thought, well, I'm going to, prime it and see what happens to it. But like I said, my airbrush was a disaster. And I looked at it, I'm like, I'm not even going to deal with it. So I got right online and spent $138 for the 2 airbrushes.
That's not bad.
Oh, Jack, Jack, sorry for interrupting, but if anybody's interested, I did post it on somebody probably time. But since we're on live, I can actually show you. the colour for the War of the Worlds coating I decanted it from this. So if anybody wants to do it, it's this. Exactly what I decanted from.
Possibly a metallic bright copper, yeah.
So that's what you use if you want the colour. There you go.
Yeah, the original 3 models were made of copper. And doesn't always look that way in the movie, but they were made of copper.
Yeah, I wanted mine to be more like the movie one than the shiny one that was complete painted with it.
Oh, I don't like that one. It's what do you call it? Almost a chrome copper.
Yeah, it's too
way too shiny.
Yeah, you don't have any stills on it. You did post a video, but I can screen share the cover of the video. At least you'll see the copper that it came out to be. There it is.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's a satiny kind of color, shiny. You were calling it dull shiny. It's satin.
Think of semi-gloss, and you're probably pretty close.
Yeah, I just thought when I was hunting around for colour for it, when I tested this, it just looked like the one out the film. It just same sort of. It's got that sheen but dull as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's nice. Thanks for showing that, because I've got 2 of those I've got to build in the near future.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So thanks for showing that. That's a very helpful tip. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and you don't have to thin it. You just decant it and use it in your egg as it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that's cool.
All right. I think we had made time submit.
You think so?
Hour and
43 minutes.
Maybe 40 minutes. We still got a little late start today. I think we got started 5 after 7, but certainly it was daylight. Right now it's actually quite dark here.
Yeah.
Yes, we did a good job. I just want to put it out there too that when I like to do more screen shares of the community because you guys are freaking awesome. Really, if you got the peak of the Impala, the Chevy Impala, that was Mr. Santora's build on Google Plus. I found him, or he found us, and that's part. I put it up there for community cover because of the street custom muscle build. So that's what's going on right now. A couple out of the box builds, real easy. You should be able to be done in 10 minutes, like I did the Spirit Sandwich.
Jack, what's these quick builds? Are we having some sort of quick build?
Well, I like to do quick builds, but I don't want to start making it quick, sort of like, in other words, these communities do 48-hour builds. No, I don't want to keep to any kind of time ahead of time, if that makes any sense. If it turns out to be a 48-hour build, that's what it turned out to be. Yes, Mr. Ken Zimmerman. Mr. Ken Zimmerman, it is going to be a sci-fi build to satisfy you. You can figure it out from that point. And somebody already knows what I'm building. How dare they? They're on the chat talking about this major build. But I'm serious. Put yourself out of your comfort zone. Develop yourself as a modeler. Put more into it than you normally would. In other words, I want you to spend money. And if you're like Jay, you won't have to spend a dime, but he still puts a lot into his models. He's gone. He didn't hear that, son of a gun. Anyway, that takes us to a couple weeks. We're going to have Across the Pond Sunday Hangout. If you are watching this or recorded or live and want to go back to see the beginning of it, I am going to be changing the channel's name. It won't be Scratch and Jack anymore. I'm going to change it to Amazing Scale Modelers Hangouts is what I'm going to change it to. So if you wanted to see the past I wasn't going to mention this. I told Jim I was going to mention this, but I thought about it. I think I should mention it. After I post this show during the course of the week, the name of this channel is going to change to the Amazing Scale Modelers Hangouts, because I'm divorcing myself from you fools. But no, I want to start my own channel, and I can't do that with the Hangouts. I don't want people to come. I want to keep things separated. It's sort of like your eggs. You want them to keep them separated. That's pretty much what it is. And so, yeah, take a look at the past, because a lot of interesting characters and information coming to us. And thank you, Heath, for stopping by, and Jay for stopping by. And, of course, thank you, Jim, for showing us that a tree does not have a chance of standing with your model. And that's awesome. And, Jamie, quit blaming others for your laziness. But thank you for stopping by and sharing what you got so far. I'm really looking forward to the Spitfire too, just the same. And Mario, sorry, you're no longer the virgin. We popped your cherry. Sorry. I hope it felt as good as it felt for us. So we'll be looking forward to seeing your posts, of course, on the communities and possibly on the Hangouts, and you can actually share some more. And Mark, thank you for stopping by. And I don't think, like Wayne, he hasn't come to the bottom of the tanks, and I don't think you'll ever come to the bottom of the Gundam ones, which is fine with me, because quite frankly, both of you, especially, are just phenomenal modelers, and you stick with what you know, and that's great. And also, Randall, don't peel the airplane. It's not a banana. Thank you for stopping by and joining us too. And we'll see you later, of course. And this is your host, Scratch and Jack. And if you want your one more shameless post, of course, I've got to say thanks to Mike. Mike Bassford was here too. But if you want your shop card, it's free. It's a modeler's price. Just send me your snail mail to my email address at Scratch and Jack Models, and I'll fire one off to you like probably the next morning. I check my email every day. And yes, thank you for stopping by, and thank you for all your modelers. Happy modeling, everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Right.